shit.
Explain because it's a complex technology, but
from the And the Groove Remains production team studios in the Netherlands, my name is Mixmaster G and welcome to this live stream. My mission is not to show you as many apps as I can. No, my mission is to educate, teach, help you with audio, music, collection management for DJs and conversion between various apps wherever I can. For those of you who don't know who I am, a quick introduction. I'm a 57-year-old dude from the Netherlands. I had my first DJ residency at the age of 15, which means this is over 40 years of DJ experience in the flesh. I am no longer an active DJ. I call myself a retired DJ. I do a few gigs a year, but nothing even close to what it used to be. However, you may know me from a little app that I wrote, the DJ conversion utility, that allows you to convert cues, loops and all that other good stuff between various DJ software, maintaining it so that you don't have to redo it all over again when you switch DJ software. Each Tuesday, 7 o'clock PM Central European Time, I host this Ask Me Anything live stream where we talk about all things DJ tech. We talk about questions I had during the week, we talk about the news, and we talk about questions you may have as a watcher. And you can put those questions in the chat live right now, and I'm happy to answer them and where possible demonstrate you how certain things can be done. It is sure has been a very news-loaded time, much more than I would expect on an average end of July, sunny summer vacation period. So we have a lot of things we need to discuss, and we will go over that all one by one. But first, let me say hi to the people that are already in the chat. Mark the DJ, greetings from Germany. Greetings, Mark, from the Netherlands. And if you put your greetings there, I always like to put a shout out to whoever I can. The news, and there are various topics, like I said, that we need to discuss. First of all, some just easy to watch news, which I try to get on my screen before I'm going to switch it. This weekend was the first weekend of Tomorrowland. Tomorrowland is a dance music festival in Belgium, and I think it's the most prestigious one. It's the biggest one in numbers. It is separated over 2 weekends, and all major artists are there. By the way, if you like that, you can watch the Tomorrowland main stage stream live on the Tomorrowland YouTube channel. And I highly recommend that because it's always good to see what other DJs are doing out there. Why are they in the news right now? Well, they are risking a fine of 2 million euros. And what is curious about that, and here is the article, but that's in Dutch. I will put the link in the remark under the video after this stream, but it's in Dutch, so you need to do a little twiggery to see if you can translate it. But let me tell you why they are fined maybe 2 million euros, because it's not definite that they will receive the fine. On festivals in Belgium, you need to use reusable drinking cups. And you get a token when you enter the festival, and with that token you can get 1 reusable drinking cup. And when you give that reusable drinking cup back to a bar, you get the token back. So that way you can use reusable drinking cups. That's law in Belgium. You need to have reusable drinking cups on a festival. It's common ground on Dutch festivals as well. All the festivals I've been, you indeed needed to get a token and then get the cup. When I first got the token, I thought it was a free drink of the organization, but that wasn't the case. You need it for the cups. The reason why Tomorrowland was not using reusable cups was because they had a huge stock supply of old throwaway drinking cups, and they wanted to get rid of them first before using the reusable ones. And I think that's, if you look at it from an environmental perspective, that's totally valid. If they can prove that they had it before the law went into effect, then I think that's a valid argument, because otherwise you would have had to destroy those perfectly usable cups even if they are not reusable. On the other hand, me thinking, even non-reusable cups can get a token and you can exchange them, because that's how it works in the Netherlands. We don't use very sturdy cups. They are still the shitty cups that you always got and that you really want to throw away, but instead of putting them back and refilling them, you get a token. I think that might be a little bit too complicated for the organization of Tomorrowland. Anyway, they are facing a fine. As far as the festival goes, nothing major to report there. Hardwell supposedly played their set, and there was nothing in the news about it, so I think that went perfectly fine, as did all the sets I watched, and they were okay to watch as well. So that was Tomorrowland. Then another thing that happened this weekend was this Sunday, where I did a masterclass converting from Serato to Rekordbox for the Level Up for DJs website, or actually the Level Up for DJs organization. Level Up for DJs aims to empower DJs all over the world with both technology knowledge and other kind of knowledge that DJs need. One of the driving forces behind it is 𝐥𝐬𝐬, and some of you may know 𝐥𝐬𝐷 as one of the regulars on the Alpha Theta Pioneer DJ booths in America. Very tall guy, very nice guy, personal friend of mine. And 𝐥𝐬𝐷 ignited the Level Up for DJ event and asked me if I would do a masterclass there, and I did, and it was great fun to do. So that also went down this weekend, but then we get to the more interesting part that went down this weekend, and most likely why people want to watch this Ask Me Anything live stream. It has been in the news already quite a bit, but this happened. The Commerce Commission in New Zealand declined the clearance for AlphaTheta's proposed acquisition of Serato. And you may think, what does that mean and what is your opinion about it? A lot of DJ influencers, if you like, already had something to say about this acquisition, and most of them were opposed to it because they don't like monopolies. And like my friend Phil Morris of Digital DJ Tips did a very thorough explanation why he thinks it was a good thing that the merger was declined. I don't think it's a good thing, and I'm going to explain to you why I think it's not a good thing for Serato DJs and DJs in general that merger was declined. And before I'm going to do that, let me start by saying I'm on nobody's payroll. I'm totally independent. I am not sponsored by anybody. I'm really totally independent, and if I have an opinion, it's my personal opinion, usually educated with things I know from the field, but it's not the absolute truth, especially not in this case, because the absolute truth is only known at the Serato board and maybe the highest ranks of Alpha Theta. So a lot of speculation will be in what I'm about to say, but I will also explain to you why I think it that way. So I don't have any DJ ties that are religious in nature or that are almost tribal. I am like the Switzerland of the DJ community, and I don't care what is what, as long as we can all have fun together and can work together. I know we will DJ Final Touch, and I appreciate that, but let's go over some things. And before I start to go over some things, you have to think about, all right, what are we talking about size-wise? Because that is very important. I am totally against monopolies. They are bad for anything out there, and especially if they are in key economic companies. So think about financial transactions or fuel pumps or something like the internet or service providers for your cell phones. Those kind of monopolies are really, really, really bad and should be blocked by any government agency, because that will harm your citizens. Now we are talking about DJ software and DJ gear, and it is kind of hard to get exact numbers about it, but the total market for DJ software and gear, for new DJ software or gear, is estimated at about $2 billion worldwide. So think about $2,000 million worldwide. Now let's compare that with other industries, shall we? Or other companies, if you like. Let's take Apple's Q1 2024 sales. That was $119.6 billion. So if you do that times 4, because it was quarterly, so times 4 would be close to 500 million. That is about 25 times the size of the DJ software and hardware gear market. Take another company, take Meta, the owners of Facebook, 34.5 billion first quarter times 4. Let's make it around 120 billion US dollars. That is like 1/16 of the current total DJ gear and software market. So we are talking about a very niche market, and it's important to understand that. It's not like financial transactions or like your cell phone company that it is a very huge market. No, it's a very niche, small market. And that was including all the hardware, and that is, as we all know, the biggest share of it. My estimate, and again, these are estimates, of the total DJ software market, and that includes licenses that are sold with a controller. So if you buy a controller, it usually comes with a license to Serato. Of course, the builder of that controller needs to pay Serato a certain fee for giving away that Serato license. So currently I think that DJ software market is about $200 to $300 million. And that is very small on a global scale. It's like nothing on a global scale. And if you think about 37% of the used software is Serato, then it's even tinier than that, because it is just a number game. And if you talk about 37% of market share is Serato, then you are talking installed base. But what is interesting here is new users, because that is where the total amount of money flows in. Now, we always in the Netherlands say, let's calculate on the back of a cup coaster, a beer cup coaster, which means make a rough calculation. So I did some rough calculations. Let's say there are 100,000 controllers sold that come with a Serato license each year. 100,000 controllers with a Serato license. Let's say that each manufacturer pays Serato in the neighborhood of $100 per license that they bundle with that controller. That makes the total annual revenue coming from Serato sale $12 million. That is, or $10 million. 100,000 controllers times $100 is $10 million annual revenue. Add to that any extra revenues that they might get by selling, for instance, a pitch and time or a club kit or DJ studio or stuff like that. And I estimate that the total sales, the total sale number that Serato does annually is $12 million. Again, this is an estimate based on what I see and I think is correct. So it might be totally incorrect, but I think Serato makes about $12 million. That is not profit. That is just the revenue, the net revenue. According to the data on various sources, Serato has between 51 and 200 employees, which seems to me like a very broad number, so I rounded that up to 100 employees. Let's say that each employee makes about $80,000 on average, and that will be different for certain aspects. The management will be higher, the low tier employees might be lower, so that makes only in employee cost $8 million. And that $8 million, subtracted from the 12 million, you get 4 million that is available for marketing, distribution, support, housing, travel, energy consumption, insurances, etc., etc. So, in short, I think that the total net margin of Serato, after all is said and done, is around the $2 million. That is what I come up to with my calculations. The whisper number about the AlphaTheta deal to buy Serato was $59 million. If you take my calculations, a net result of around 2 million a year, that would be around, with a factor of 13, which is a venture capital factor that often is used, you come to a price earnings ratio price of 26 million for Serato, which is a far cry from the 59 that was AlphaTheta willing to pay. And the question you need to ask yourself in all of this is, I love Serato, I like Serato, I really use Serato. Serato is my DJ software. But when was the last time you paid any money to Serato? Either directly by buying a product from them or indirectly by buying a controller that has a license with it. And then a lot of you have to admit, well, that was at least Mixmaster 5, 6, 7 years ago, which means that from that time Serato got some money from you, but after that there was no inflow from you, so they needed to push and to keep making that money. Now, those takeovers never come from a place of strength. If a company is being taken over or is rumored to be taken over, or there are actually talks, or actually the contract is already signed, but under the assumption that the government would okay it, then these kind of deals never come from a place of strength. A thing that is also very important to keep in mind there is that almost the entire European division of Serato was fired in 2019. That was not something that they did out of strength. That was a necessity to basically cut costs, and that was happening back in 2019. So either Serato is in financial difficulties, has a hard time to keep doing what they are doing very well, given the money inflow and their net profits, or something that is also possible is that the current owner wants to pursue very different routes, or there is no successor because the owners want to stop, who can afford it because the price is too high. Now, Serato is still a one-trick pony. What it does is it makes software, very good DJ software, but nothing else. It doesn't diverse from that. It just makes very good DJ software. And it relies on other manufacturers to create controllers to operate that DJ software. So you kind of make yourself dependent. And that being dependent is of course a back and forth, because the manufacturers of those DJ gear also make themselves dependent of Serato. So it's a back and forth there, but it's not an ideal situation because you are not in control of the most important part, or one of the most important aspects of your ecosystem, namely how you control it. Algoriddim DJ Pro is also eating Serato's market share by storm lately because of the easy integration with Serato and Algoriddim DJ Pro, and DJ Pro simply being the most advanced DJ software on the market right now. So Serato is slowly falling behind the curve with features, and you can think about features like the multiple streaming services allowed at once. You can now only select one streaming services. Crates with combined downloaded tracks and streaming service tracks. You cannot do that in Serato right now. And the quality of the beat grid analysis is okay-ish, but not the best, and certainly not on the level with DJ Pro. And finally, the startup times and quit times are simply not really something that you really want to do. So the only really interested company to buy Serato is actually a manufacturer of gear for Serato. And in the past we had numerous ones. We had Roland and we had some others, but they all seem to be very quiet lately. I haven't seen any new products from them in years. So the only real players on the market with deep pockets being able to buy Serato and have a profit from it are either in music with the Rain division and maybe the Reloop division, and Alpha Theta. With the Alpha Theta deal blocked right now, there is no way that in music can do the same thing, because hey, they face the same issue. If they were taking it over, then they would own a substantial part of the DJ market, simply because Serato is a substantial part of the DJ market. But substantial or not, it still is nothing in economic terms. It is still a very tiny company. Think about it like McDonald's taking over a hamburger manufacturer, so that hamburger manufacturer is no longer independent. Nobody would care about that, even if that would mean that in the particular country there were no other hamburger manufacturers, because there are plenty of hamburger manufacturers. The whole process has without a doubt seriously damaged the relationship between Serato and in music. And that means that in music, who really had who really was very close with Serato because they needed Serato to implement their new controllers and stuff like that. I think Serato will think twice right now before they are going to do that, simply because what 𝐀𝐬𝐬𝑚usic pulled off on them, and this whole blowing off is hugely part of 𝐀𝐬𝐬𝑚usic interfering in the process, because otherwise I'm sure that there was no problem at all and it went through. So I think the 𝐀𝐬𝐬𝑚usic Serato connection is damaged at best. The only company that can buy it right now would be what is called as venture capital, but venture capital is not interested in such a small company. It is too small for venture capitalists to put any energy in it. You can do turnaround and make profits from a $100 million takeover as easy as from this kind of takeover. It's too small of a takeover to be interested to venture capital. But even if venture capital would be interested in, then they immediately would turn it into subscription-based software where certain features would be locked out on default unless you pay a monthly fee. And they would try to scale down even further to make it even a smaller company, which would make development more harder and getting support and stuff like that too. So for those things, for those reasons, venture capital is not what you want in your beloved company. Dankjewel. That was the mailman. So you don't want venture capital taking over. AlphaTheta and 𝐀𝐬𝐬𝑚usic cannot take it over because that would be blocked. And I doubt that AlphaTheta would now appeal the court decision because they don't really need Serato. It would be nice to have Serato for them, but the whole idea of no, they need Serato's technology. Guys, STEM technology is public domain. It just needs to be implemented. You don't need another company to do that. And Rekordbox is pretty good as well. Serato is great as well, but Rekordbox is not bad too either. So they don't really need it. And I think that AlphaTheta wasn't expecting all the backlash in the community, in the DJ community, which is a small word. So word gets around very quickly about this monopoly. I still think that it's a bad thing that AlphaTheta wouldn't take it over. It's like a bad or the best house in a good or in a bad neighborhood. It's not something that you really want to see, but hey, if Serato was to be taken over, then AlphaTheta would be the party that I trust most with it. And I put trust between brackets because you never know what the future brings, but for how I know AlphaTheta and the way they treat their employees, the way they treat their products and the way they treat their customers, that is you. Yes, you have to pay for it and maybe you pay a premium price for it, but at least they do what they promise. And I think that is a good thing in the DJ world nowadays. And finally, and this just broke moments ago, the whole DJ takeover deal is abandoned, and this is from the official UK government side. DJ software deal abandoned. AlphaTheta and Serato have abandoned their proposal deal. So that means that indeed AlphaTheta did step back right now and decided not to take over Serato. I hope I make my point clear here, and I know it is a very contrarian point, which I love because hey, I like a good discussion, but this is not from a place of an pioneer DJ fanboy. This is not somebody who likes to see Serato fail, not at all. On the contrary, this is coming from a business mind, and I have been doing this for all my life. Financial transactions is how I made my money, and you can verify that online. My name will pop up on various news items there, and I know how this world works. And trust me, Serato was the AlphaTheta was the best party to take it over. Now let's go to the chat because I'm sure that all hell broke loose there. So let's see what everybody else is telling about this and saying about this. DJ Viano Touch says, to me, the size of the money space shouldn't matter. It's how competition exists within the space that matters. Yes, true, absolutely true. For things that are very important for an economy, and DJ software is not very important for an economy, so it doesn't matter. And especially if you love that DJ software, then you want it in the best hands possible. And if the current owners are not happy with it anymore, then it's no longer in the best hands. And then I think AlphaTheta would be a very good second chance for all the reasons I just gave. But money size is important if you get the government involved to block or to a takeover, because hey, then size matters. How important is it to the New Zealand company or the New Zealand economy that there are roughly 100 people working there or not? I think that is important, but not that important that I can block it legally. Evening Mix Master G, I hope all is well, says Matthew Hall. All is fine here. DJ Final Touch has changed the revenue module. That is something that will be happening. You can bet on it. Eddie Broom is a little bit late, but always good to see you, my friend. And DJ Final Touch is still on his horse with the market dominance. It's not about market dominance at all. I wish it was DJ Final Touch. We are already in a special market, the DJ software market. And are you telling that Microsoft is having the market dominance for spreadsheets? Or are you saying that I have the market dominance when it comes to DJ conversion software? You could argue that so many ways. No, the market is too small to make that an issue. And of course the importance is not big enough. 𝐀𝐬𝐤 says Newmark, and if I'm not mistaken, then Newmark is owned by InMusic, so that will cover it as well. Antidev 916, in my humble opinion, nothing justifies this company taking over the competition. The company is in a position of strength only due to its market dominance all these years. True, all true. But then what will happen to Serato? Because there is something cooking at Serato, and people forget about it. There is something cooking at Serato that brought them to the idea that they want to be on sale. And once you put something in the shopping window, then you can't take it away. So Serato is now for sale, period. The question is, who's going to acquire it and what will happen after that? DJ Final Touch, but it could also be said that Serato might have blindsided InMusic with the love as well, though. Sure, but hey, we can have a very different discussion about InMusic, but I think that if you are a company making like InMusic, then you should be able to make your own software, and I'm sure that we see the lights of that engine DJ software that I spoke about last stream with the mock-up that circulated, that we are going to see that very soon. How good it will be, different story, but I think we will see something similar like performance software from InMusic, the same like the Hercules controllers. Where's that thing?
That little Bill, he's a little Hercules. Show me muscle again. Oh, Hercules, 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 Hercules.
Comes with DJ used, which as far as I know is not used by anything, by anybody. But hey, that is true. 𝐀𝐬𝐤, Apple needs to buy DJ AI. That is actually Apple needs to buy Algoriddim, and I heard Phil talking about that too. Why? Like I just earlier went over the numbers for the DJ market. Why would Apple ever do that? Unless within Apple there is a DJ fanatic, somebody who loves the DJ culture and thinks, oh, that is a good thing for us to do. But business-wise, it doesn't make any sense for them to buy Algoriddim. So no, I can't see why they would ever do that. Daruk is in the building. Welcome to the stream. Matthew Hall says, one thing I will say with Serato, I have Reloop Mix on 4 and they unlock Serato Pro. However, I have to pay for the additional pack to get the pitch and time, which cost me about £10 a month, I think. Yep, that is one of the sneaky things that they sneak in. I still don't know why that isn't included in the package, but hey, that is what it is. Darukas, as much as the amount of DJs has blown up, we're still less than 1% of the population. Yeah, Darukas, I already talked about the number game. It's way lower than that, especially if you talk about DJs that are willing to put an investment up. 𝐷𝗫𝐀 says, the deal was denied due to preserved market dominance. If you read the paperwork, so I guess you're disagreeing with the Commission as well. Yeah, I'm totally disagreeing with the Commission. I'm disagreeing with the Commission because looking from a DJ perspective and looking from a market perspective, it doesn't make sense. It's not better for the DJ world to continue as it is right now because we have a damaged in music relationship. So that is a thing that needs to be worked on. Serato needs to get back on track, developing whatever they want to develop, and they need most likely find a new revenue stream, which means you got to pay for it. Is that what you want? I don't think that's the best decision. AlphaTheta could never have pulled off a subscription model day one after the takeover. Maybe a few years after the takeover, day one, they could never have pulled it off because then really the market would blow up. So there is also some protectionism or automatic protection in there that protects you from bad financial decisions. But hey, who am I? This is a way of trying to downplay the dominance. It's an equivalent. No, totally disagree there, DJ Final Touch. Niche means in this way, how important is it for the total economy of first New Zealand and secondly the world? And then I have to say, totally not. 𝐷𝐬𝐸, I think Roland will buy it. No, not likely. As far as I know, Roland is tracing back from the DJs industry for a long time. Roland has its own financial troubles. They certainly don't have the free cash to just acquire Serato. Trust me, they don't. DJ Vatos, the real problem is Serato did not just the revenue model to survive and locked in vendors over time to create the storm. Yeah, sure. We can talk about all day about what they did right and what they did wrong, but we are at this point about something needs to give. And if something got to give, then I rather see them in AlphaTheta's hands than somebody else's hands. But again, that is a personal opinion and you're totally free to have your own. Serato needs iOS support. Fully agree, and they needed it like 4 years ago because if that was the case, then it would be a total different ball game because then Algoriddim DJ wouldn't eat their lunch. And one of basically there were, remember, I came to this entire DJ software endeavor because Algoriddim DJ. I was on Traktor, I was totally happy with Traktor. I saw the first version of Algoriddim DJ on an iPad and I thought, holy shit, this is cool. I want to use this when I'm doing something ad hoc, when somebody asks, hey Mixmaster G, can you just do a little set? I will pull up my iPad and I play it. And that ignited this whole DJ software because I just wrote an app to go from Traktor to Algoriddim DJ iOS back then. And one of the reasons why people wanted DJ was because it has Spotify integration, which is now long gone, but now it is just simply the best and most elegant DJ software out there, and technically the most perfect one. Arguably together with Virtual DJ, but I don't like the user interface of Virtual DJ. Again, that is a personal thing. But DJ is completely subscription. Yeah, it totally is. It costs you a whopping 50 euros, I think, a year. So yes, it is totally subscription based and that price might go up the more people that are going to use it, but that is what you signed up for. And when I signed up for DJ, by the way, it was also a paid to own package. You just bought it and that was it. And the updates were free. And I think with DJ 3, the subscription, or 3.5, the subscription came in. But hey, it is what it is. 𝐀𝐬𝐸 thinks that Trump will buy Serato. Let's hope not. If you want to run something into the ground, I think that's your man. But let's not make this politic here. Let's make it just simply DJ tech. And again, everything I speak about from this is from a place of love. I love Serato. I love AlphaTheta. I don't care that much for in music, but hey, I don't hate them. So yes, there are reasons why I am so caught up in this, because you need to oversee the simple economic and user implications of something and let go of the whole, it's the dominance and monopoly, and I know that, it's true, yes, no doubt about it, but then it's up to the other ones to make a better product. So maybe you can turn it around that way. Competition is good, but at the point where a company says, I am for sale, that company is dead in the water, is simply is a lame duck. You can do with it whatever you want, but it is not going to be profitable again because a lot of users might have lost their faith in it or having second thoughts, and all those complications will fire back at such a company. It won't hurt AlphaTheta in the slightest. It will hurt Serato, and it for sure brought Serato, this ruling by the New Zealand government brought down the value of the Serato company tremendously, because any acquirer who acquires it right now knows one thing for sure: I cannot sell it to the people who are willing to pay real money for it, being Pioneer DJ, AlphaTheta, and in music only one who wants to buy it is just 𝐀𝐬𝐤 theory, the next 𝐀𝐬𝐤 willing to pay more money for it. But hey, that stops at a certain point, especially if the numbers don't cut up, and that's why the numbers are so important. DJ Final Touch. Algoriddim DJ needs an upgrade to their sampler. It's terrible. Yeah, they need updates to many things, and I think what Algoriddim DJ does very well is now making sure that the bases are solid. That the most important things for us DJs being how the jog reactions, hardware support, how the faders work, stuff like that, how the stems sound, how the beat grid is analyzed, that kind of stuff must be rock solid, and then you can bet that they will build on those little nitty-gritty things like the sampler and stuff like that. For now it is what it is, so I can understand it. By the way, folks, if you like what I'm doing, then don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, and all that other good stuff. But most importantly, tell your DJ friends about the availability of this information online, totally for free, each Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central European Time. And if you're watching this, by the way, from a recording or an archive, then don't forget to put your questions in the comments, and I'm happy to go over them. So much for the Serato thing, because we still have some bases to cover, namely the thing that happened also last week, and that was also totally not expected by me. This whole blockade of the Serato deal was not suspected by me. Let's be frank about it. I never expected that the New Zealand government would do that, so that was totally... But the other unexpected thing was Traktor coming out with an update, a paid update, Traktor Pro 4, and you could have seen that already in various YouTube channels. Don't forget to watch Mojack's YouTube channel, where you can see the following. And the good news is that 𝐀𝐬𝐤 is here, because I just released today the DJ conversion utility version 6.7, and that update supports the dynamic grids, the flexible grids within Traktor Pro 4. Before we dive into that, very quickly about the update itself, there has been a lot said about it. I am a Traktor user, so again, this is all coming from a place of love and not from a place of other things. And the problem I have with Traktor, with this update, is first, it's a paid update. I wonder why. The stems are very good in quality, but they are not real time. And that means that each track needs 30 to 40 seconds to analyze, depending on your hardware and the length of the track and stuff like that, before you can use stems on it, which is unacceptable in a performance situation. However, all stems are also stored on your drive, which means that if you have stamped a lot of tracks, you will eat up storage space very quickly. And even if storage space is not very expensive anymore, if I listen to the stamp quality of the set Algoriddim DJ Pro, then I don't see why this needs to be an offline procedure. I rather use 𝗵𝗃𝗀, which has still the best quality stamps, for ripping my stamps on forehand and then only keep, let's say, the a cappella or something particular I want to keep, instead of having 4 tracks of each track as stamps separated, stored on my hard drive. So I don't like the mechanism how it works. The other thing is you cannot batch analyze them, you need to do it one by one. And then the beat gridding. Finally, we've got dynamic flexible beat gridding, and we go into that in more detail in a moment, because we are going to show Mojax how you can go from Serato to Rekordbox, maintaining your Serato beat grid using the DJ conversion utility. So that will be in a moment. But the problem with the beat gridding right now is that the analysis of the tracks is still a static beat grid. Now, the analysis of Traktor is the best analysis in the industry, except of course for Algoriddim DJ Pro's beat grid, which is a totally different story. So the analysis is still the best, but it's static and you need to manually adjust it. That was why Mojax want to be able to convert it, because hey, then you can, at least if you did make custom grids in Serato, you can use them in Traktor. So let's do that together and let's have a look. And yeah, like 𝐀𝐬𝐤 says, Traktor needs much more upgrades and it needs much more hardware support. My biggest beef right now with Traktor is that there is no an entry level. There is not an entry level controller for it, like I don't know, DJ 400 or something, or 200, or just something very small and very simple to use. Let me fire up Serato first. Like I said, Serato is very slow in starting up, and this is an almost empty collection. As you can see, I use this collection for the thing we did with Level Up for DJs. So what I will do is the following. I will make some totally senseless grids in Serato here. So, and for that, can I edit grid if I am right here? Maybe I can. Yeah, I can. That is nice. All right, and then we want this to be, let's see. Why can't I enter that? You can see that I'm not a Serato user, can you? But let's, first I move down the BPM of the first segment to 103 BPM, and I set it. So at this point in the track, I will go to 103 BPM. Again, it will not make any sense, but it is just to show you how it works. Then we make another cue. And at that cue, I make the BPM, let's say. Let's move it back a little bit. So let's move it back to 120. I think that's the original BPM. Why is it not showing that? That's weird. Hold on. Something is off here. So here I am again. Here I want to set a grid, and then I want to make it. That is better. Like I said, I'm not a Serato user, so don't hate me for this. So now this segment is 120. So if I click the first one, we go to 103. If I click the second one, I go to 120, and I like to give the names there so you can double check that. And let's put a fourth in. Let's put it right here. Set it right there, and let's speed it up a little. Why not? Oh, hold on. That is not what I wanted. Did I now erase that? Let's hope not. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Give the old man some time, folks. I'm not a Serato user, I'm a Traktor user. So I am not used to this. Set it right here, and then let's scale it back. Oh, that. To 190, I don't care. Let's see what I got now. This should be. Yeah, so I've got 103, 120 and this is 113 BPM. So 3 regions in the track. And before you can convert to Traktor, you always need to go, let me quit Rekordbox here. Let me make this a little bit less tracks. So we just take 1 track as a focus track. And that's the 2024 track. Great. So let's quit Serato here. And I still hate apps that ask me if I want to quit, if I'm sure. If there is no deck playing, if there is a deck playing, then it's a totally valid question. If there is no deck playing, the app should quit immediately because that's what I wanted. Before we can convert to Serato, we need to make what is known as a Rekordbox XML. A Rekordbox XML, think about it as just a file that describes all the properties of a track. And you do that by going to Serato. And in our case, I will not invoke XML to Rekordbox 6. That means that after 𝐥𝐢𝐯𝐞 is finished, it will not convert it to Rekordbox. It just will quit, and then we have a Rekordbox 𝐥𝐢𝐯𝐞 XML that can be converted to Traktor. So let's go. And then we pick the 2024 crate because that had the focus track in it. And now the Rekordbox XML has been created. And if you think, hey 𝑚ixmasterG, where is that XML created? If you go to your documents folder, right here, and you go to the ATGR production team folder, then this is the Rekordbox 𝐥𝐢𝐯𝐞 XML that has been created. You can see by the time. Now watch the 𝐥𝐢𝐯𝐞 again because it will automatically find that XML as the most current one. So it's just convenient to know where it's at, but now I will show you how to do that. So we go from a Rekordbox XML to Traktor. Now this warning I did build in on purpose because there is something odd going on with the first conversion. During the first conversion, the first BPM of the first segment is wrong. However, if you have opened Traktor, analyzed the tracks and run the same conversion again, it will be fixed. So I will show you that it is wrong and then I will do it again and then you will see that it is fine. And that is why that warning is there. We are going to, hold on, I didn't create, it's telling me that it's going to Traktor 3.11, which is not what I want. So hold on, let me fire up Traktor 4, which I don't or haven't done yet, I guess. Not here anyway. This is Traktor 3. No, this is not what I want. And let's create a shortcut for Traktor 4 there. Native instruments. And then, by the way, this is one of the common things that goes wrong for people who convert to Traktor 4. Yes, that's fine. And where's my Traktor? That's my Traktor. If I put it right from it, then I know that this is the Traktor 4. So let's fire it up. Yes, no, I don't care. Import it. Have a ball. All right, no, I don't need all that stuff. And I don't want to show this again. So now Traktor 4 is active on my system. And that also means that if I quit it, and you start the DJ conversion utility yet again, and say that we go from Rekordbox XML, and this time you can see that it uses the Traktor 4 collection, so I can enable Traktor. You get that warning again. By the way, that warning will only be shown once every conversion session. So I made, because otherwise it gets annoying. And if we start converting, and pick the 2024 crate, And there we are. And if you go inside the DJ conversion utility folder, you got, by the way, this analyze these tracks first. Those are tracks that are newly introduced to the Traktor collection, and just select all the tracks in there and say analyze, and you can go for the special. So you can say I only want to analyze for locked values, etc. And I don't want to analyze for key and BPM because I want to keep that converted. But because I know we need to run this conversion yet again, it's okay as it is. When I am doing this kind of stuff, I always like to go to the single deck layout because that gives you the most information. So this is just single deck mode. Load the track, and right here, oh, that loops. Right here you see it go to 103. Now look at the BPM, it says 112.52. That is most likely the actual BPM in Traktor. Now let's go to the next segment and you see 120.01, and then go to the next segment and that says 113.15. Now let's double check in Serato, shall we, what the exact BPM values are. Hold on. I can have them both open, that will work just fine. And let's load it up. And you see right here 103. This is a 120, but you see it's actually 120.01. Now you always have these rounding errors in it, but as you could see right here, this one, if I'm not mistaken, it is indeed 120.01, exactly as it is right here. And for the third one, if you load it up, it says 113.15. And if you get the third one right here, then it tells you 113.15. So that is exactly as you want it to be. However, that first segment is 112.52, while in Serato is 103. Like I said, this is an issue that I can't avoid, but you can simply run the exact same conversion again. So we don't need to go from Serato to Rekordbox XML. That XML is already there. The only thing we need to do is fire up the DJ conversion utility. And then telling it that we come from a Rekordbox XML, enable the Traktor conversion, read the warning, but that is no longer important to us. Select the same crates as you selected the first time that you converted, so the same tracks are converted. Go away. And let's load the track up. There's the track. And now look at the first segment's BPM. And that should be fixed, but somehow it isn't. That's weird. In previous sessions it would be fixed just fine, but apparently it doesn't want to fix it right now. But that is, oh, no, it should be that track. So again, that first segment is a problem, and I really don't know why it is not taking it over, but maybe something that can be looked into. I have notified the people of Traktor Native Instruments already about this issue because it seems to be a bug, and I don't know exactly where the conflict of data is, but it seems to me like Traktor is holding on to an analyzed value even if you didn't analyze for it. Oh, that's something I can try. Why not? We are here anyway, so let's try one thing again. Let's analyze it for BPM. So something that you normally won't do. Analyze for everything, that's fine. Go ahead. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see what happens. Yeah, and then that 112 is, and now these values are gone. No. And I think I have to wait a little bit to make sure that the clock is to the next minute, because internally Traktor uses a system where it keeps track of the metadata either in the audio file or in the NML. And I think that combined with the analysis is where the problem lays. But let's see what happens if we run the DJ conversion utility again. I'll wait a little bit before I start it. But in the meantime, Mac the DJ has a question. By the way, 𝐀𝐬𝐿 and Matthew Hall, thank you all very much for your support. Much appreciated, folks. And yes, I'm not a collector of likes or whatever. the only thing why it's important is that these videos are easy findable, because the more likes you got, the higher they come in the search results. And if a certain DJ is having a certain problem, then most likely I have an answer for that, but you need to find it. Mac the DJ, I have a question about Rekordbox. Is it reliable like Serato when you play out with it? Why are playlists loading really slow in Rekordbox 7, but really fast, or let's say normal speed in Rekordbox 6? Is there a way to clean the library up, get normal speed back, or is it just Rekordbox 7? The thing with Rekordbox 7 is that they introduced some methods that rather require a lot of calculation. For instance, what the Serato users love, the fact that a top folder now shows you the contents in track-wise of all the playlists included in that folder. That needs calculation. So those things need calculations. You can switch those off, then you get a little bit of speed back. But those things require CPU cycles, and because you don't want, as a DJ software developer, you don't want the playlist switching, giving the higher priority. You try to do that updating when it's needed at a very low priority, and that makes it a little bit sluggish. It also depends, of course, on the hardware that you are on, but it has nothing to do with the reliability. Rekordbox, Traktor, Algoriddim DJ, Serato, Virtual DJ, they are all on par with each other when it comes to reliability on the same system using the same audio files. Of course, if you use very weird YouTube downloads on one system and beatport both tracks on another, then you can get problems there. But same system, same audio files, then all the major DJ software is on par with each other if it comes to reliability. And on a normal maintained system, neither of them will give you any issues, or should give you any issues, apart from the typical things that require processing power. So I hope that makes that a little bit clear. Let's go. Oh, I was looking to the wrong camera. Now let's see what that conversion brings up if I waited a little bit longer to make sure that there is enough time between the analysis and the conversion, and that might do the trick. But hey, we are just doing this as we are testing this as we speak. There we are again. And let's load it up. It's still stuck at that BPM value, and is the rest, yeah, it did do the rest. So I really don't know why it's not taking the 103, which was clearly there in Serato. But like I said, there are always things to investigate when it comes to, and at least there is a warning there that tells you that maybe the first segment might be a little bit off. That also was the last topic that I had on my list for this week's stream. If you got questions for me and you are live with me in the stream, then please put your question in the stream, or your comment, or the things you want to discuss, looking at you, DJ Final Touch, because like I said, I'm open to have all kinds of discussions. The things I ventilate are my opinion, but coming from the financial market, one of the things we say in there is, if the facts change, I change my opinion. And I'm totally a believer of that concept, so I don't bury myself under my own opinion. If somebody else comes with good arguments, or I always listen to the arguments, and if I deem them better than mine, then I can change my opinion on the fly. And I'm always transparent about it as well. If there are no questions coming in, that means that we are going to close the stream. I hope to see you guys all next week. Same time, same channel, YouTube, Facebook and Twitch, 7 o'clock p.m. Central European time. If you got questions in the meantime and you watch this from archive, put them in the comments below and I'm happy to answer them next week. And for now, I just wish you all a great week. Mixmaster G, signing off.